The Huntington Society of Canada strives for a better future for those affected by the disease. And this Saturday, comedian Greg Morton is bringing his unforgettable comedy to St. Catharines, with proceeds going to family services and research to the Huntington Society. Greg joins us now over Zoom from Lansing. Greg, welcome to The Source. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Kate. Thank you for having me.
All right, so I've got to get...
How are you?
Here we go. Let the fun begin. Okay, so we can't not do this interview without bringing in America's Got Talent. You were a semi-finalist for your outstanding impressions. We're getting a little bit of a peek there. Before we talk about the work you're doing for the Huntington Society of Canada, you got to tell me, how did you get into comedy?
Wow. Well, through college, you know. Okay. I would go up on stage, and I remember the first time I went to Yuck Yucks. This was in Toronto, and Howie Mandel was the headliner, if you can believe that. And when I saw that, I laughed so hard. I said, this is what I want to do. So it was kind of a gradual progress, but the voice thing was really interesting. What happened was I was in animation, and I thought I was going to be an animator, drawing cartoons, because that's what I'd always done. I went to school for animation, and I was doing voices for my fellow students' cartoons. But then it somehow crept into my comedy act and into my professional work.
Okay, so what are some of the characters we're going to see?
Please say, thanks for the sour persimmon, Buster.
Hey, Fred. Like, wow, Scoob. Yeah. Remember you, Jetson? You're fired. Exit stage left. Right, Ethan.
Okay, you're going to make this difficult for me to do the interview. Okay, so you're very entertaining for those who are not familiar.
Well, I was an only child.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I was saying to you, hey, maybe I want to try this stand-up thing, but maybe not anymore. Okay, so let's go back to America's Got Talent. You got to give us the scoop. What was it like being on the show, first of all, and then also working with Simon and Heidi?
Being on the show was incredible because, you know what? For a competitive show, it wasn't really that competitive. There were some people who were, but it was like one big family. And when people got, kicked off the show, everyone was sad and they were crying. And it was really just a love fest. I couldn't believe it. Now, working with Heidi and Simon, and all of the judges, they were great. Simon came up, he shook my hand, he talked to me, he told me what he thought was working, he gave me great advice. He was excellent.
Okay.
And I'm so happy. It's such a wonderful opportunity.
Well, it's always great to hear that from anyone who's been on some of those major reality shows. So let's bring it back home here and tell us a bit more about what we can expect at your event in support of the Huntington Society of Canada.
Well, we're going to open up with our opener, Jack Redman, who's an accomplished musician. He's from my hometown of Woodstock. He plays guitar and sings, and it's a really nice intro. And then we get into the comedy. My friend Mark Matthews, he's going to be on the show. He's going to, tee things up for us. And then I come on, I'm going to do an hour plus of comedy. And my show is like a variety show because I grew up on all of these, variety shows like in the 70s, like the Flip Wilson Show, the Carol Burnett Show, Sonny and Cher Show. So it's like a one-person variety show, and it is just so off the chain and so different than anything you'll ever see. It's not just stand-up. It's song parodies, it's impressions, it's voices and sound effects, music. It's incredible.
You're going to be working for your laughs, working for those laughs.
Well, listen, we've had 5 shows all across Ontario. Well, they're coming up. There are some to come up yet. And we've had a standing ovation at every single show.
Oh, wow. That is amazing. I'm so happy to hear that. What was it that drew you to doing this specific show and for this specific cause?
Well, I knew Shelley Redmond. She's the CEO of Huntington's, and she approached me, and she wanted me to be an ambassador for Huntington's. And, it's incredible. What happens is it's a genetic disorder, and it kills the brain cells. It's a horrible disease. It's like having ALS and Alzheimer's and Parkinson's all at the same time. And if you're a child of a parent that has this gene, you have a 50% chance of getting it. And the symptoms are just, well, I get a little emotional because I've met a lot of the families, and a lot of people that have Huntington's, and it's been really, quite challenging emotionally for me. But I am very grateful, and I believe that everything happens for a reason, and we're all brought here together on this planet to help each other, and that's what I'm doing.
Well, you know what? I think there's going to be a lot of people that are very interested to help such a great cause and to check out your performance. So where can people go to get tickets if they're interested? Tickets are still available.
You can go to huntingtonsociety.ca, click on there, and there'll be a link for tickets. Just look for my show. It's just, you see that logo behind you there, the comedy tour, the Greg Morton comedy tour.
All right.
And you click on that, find your city, which is going to be St. Catharines. We'll be at the Spotlight Comedy Club, and we're going to have a great time.
Okay, so you are known, I'm being told this, you are known for your Star Wars impressions. So can you give us your best Yoda?
Do or do not. There is no try. Yeah.
Well, there you go, Greg. Thank you so much for joining us. Definitely going to want to check out this show. Thanks again, Greg.
Thank you. Thanks, Kate.